I'm going to do a little things in reverse on here. A couple of things to remember when you're playing Sykes. Sykes is a real harmonic player. He plays a lot with his hands. He doesn't have to use a lot of effects. He uses overdrive on his amp, volume knob. Honestly, I'll cheat a little bit and use a little wah just because I'm in an apartment, and the reality is I can't boost up as much as I'd like to in order to get what he can do just with his hands. A lot of that has to do with the fact that there's dynamics. Don't overuse your harmonics. Listen to the way Sykes plays. It's real simple. You can over-squeal pinch harmonic. Pinch harmonic, what that is basically is you're taking your pick and you're hitting the string with the pick, and then the thumb is hitting a little bit on the end of it. Harmonics. So. Alright, now if you do that throughout the entire song, what you're going to do is bore your audience. No one wants to hear the same damn thing repeated all over the place, and trust me, Sykes never ever repeats like that. He repeats in his phrases. He doesn't repeat in terms of overusing a particular phrase. You know, there's a difference on that. What you're going to see is that, for example, when he's playing that same type of line, you're going to hear a slide here and there. Well, the reason for that is because, again, a little bit of the dynamic, a little bit of a different mood. So. Now you add stuff in there. Like one thing that I like to do if I were going to play this out would be something where, you know, where if you have a vocalist that actually can hit notes like Coverdale can, matches notes with harmonics. So again, you're going to be using a little bit there to try and achieve something that's not monotonous for the person that's listening. So kind of use your ear, play along with it, figure it out. You know, that's what I did on there. You're not going to find tabs to this song. If you do, then great. But the reality is, listen to Sykes play it live, and it's different altogether. I'm playing it really restrained on this one because I'm just being lazy. But listen to him play live. There is a complete intro that he'll do with this that takes about 3 or 4 minutes, and real dynamic comes into the song as far as those drums kicking in, and as soon as you hear that, you know you're in for a treat. Now as far as the solo, again the solo, a couple of ways you can go about that. One way, easiest way on that is to switch to a neck pickup because it's a little bit more forgiving, gives a little bit of a more woman tone, a little bluesier tone. Now you can also cheat a little bit with a wah. So that, again, that's something where I'll kind of use my own liberty on that and see how it pickup switch on that, and again, that's part of where you're going to go for more dynamics. Starting off with that, it kind of is a call and response. You know, you start off with a little bit of an intro that's kind of a moaning intro, and then you switch over to a brighter sound off your bridge pickup that's going to, you know, execute a little bit more articulate type of stabbing notes. Because again, what you're going to see is, especially when you do that, you know, that descending run and then ascends back up the neck, it's very much staccato, and the only really way to achieve that type of punctuation is to have something that is, you know, a little bit brighter on that. And again, bridge pickup's going to be where you go on that. As far as the tap, tapping run, what you're doing on that, basically start off on the 4th string, your D string, and you're going to be fretting off 5th and 7th, tapping off the 10th, 12th, and 14th, I believe. Repeating back on that, you'll then move up to your G string, your 3rd string, moving up a position, and starting off with the 7th, the 9th, and then tapping off the 11th, 12th, and 14th. Sliding up a half step on your B, and tapping off of the 13th, the 15th, and the 17th. And then after that, I normally kind of do like a little 2-swing streak, like, let me say that, 2-string sweep, sorry. So it starts off kind of like a, again, I'll do it slowly on there. Again, a little bit more simple. You can also throw in some stuff. Sykes is known for doing a lot of the auto flange type of stuff. Starting the string to vibrate, and then taking your finger, your pinky, or whatever you have on this hand that you like to use, and hitting harmonic notes. Also, don't be afraid to actually accentuate some of those bends through the chords. Now, as far as with the chords, don't be afraid to bend your chords. You're going to do a lot of root 5th bends on this. That's something, again, gives it a little bit of a bluesier, gutsier, emotive type of feel. When Sykes is playing something like that, there's going to be, you know, you'll start off playing something like, for example, in E minor, set off the 7th and 9th. Slid up half step short. You'll slide up. Getting into that, so you want to get it kind of, you know, again, it's a gutsier feel. It's more emotive. It's not stagnant like. You'll see people play that. Yeah, you're playing the notes, but you want to give it a little bit of a gut to it. You want to make it feel like, you know, someone that's going through an actual heartbreak. Then wring the fucking neck. I mean, seriously, play that guitar like you mean it. Make it sing, make it scream, make it sound like someone's just ripped its heart out, shit on it, and throwing it in a fucking blender. That is what this song's about. And again, that's part of what you're trying to do when you're playing this, is not be stagnant, not be repetitive in a way that doesn't keep the audience listening. Grab them by the balls. And the best way to do that is to play it like you mean it. The best way to play it like you mean it is to take some time with it. Don't just learn the chords. Learn how you can make the chords do things a little bit differently. Learn how you can invert triads and add different voicings to certain things. Learn ways that you're going to be able to arpeggiate stuff differently. You're going to end up the same way. Why not change it up the next time? So again, just have a little bit of fun, take some time, listen to it. Seriously, pick up a lot of Sykes stuff. You're going to find this guy is an amazing musician. If you haven't already listened to him, I mean, most of the guitarists that I really respect, they're going to cite Sykes. That's something where it's hard not to cite someone like John Sykes as an example, because he really is a consummate musician. You can hear him do tributes for Thin Lizzy nowadays, where he sings while he plays and does such an amazing job. You realize this is a guy that puts his heart and soul into everything that he does. And again, don't neglect hand strength. Take some time, warm up, seriously warm up. This is something where playing this kind of stuff will actually hurt you, believe it or not, if you don't take the time to warm up, because you're going to do some stuff with your left hand in terms of trying to get some of these bends out, that by the end of a song, if you haven't warmed up, you're going to be cramped up about midway through, and by the end of it, you're going to be sitting there wondering whether or not you're going to be able to actually, wipe your own ass. So take some time, warm up, practice, do some hand strength exercises, do a lot of stretches with it, and enjoy it. Pick up Tiger's Pantang, pick up Blue Murder, pick up Sykes, pick up Thin Lizzy. Especially, you want to hear some stuff with Thin Lizzy. Pick up some of the last live stuff that they did. That really will get you going, especially when they reunite a whole bunch of the guitarists at the end, and you can tell Sykes playing in the background. I mean, there's one of those things where you can tell when Sykes is getting up to the plate. So hats off, listen, start shredding, get in the woodshed.